This is TWiT.
Now, Apple had to invite 4 or 5 handpicked journalists to the campus so that they could, hat in hand, explain, yeah, you know how we introduced that Mac Pro about being so awesome? Maybe we screwed up on that one. We're sorry about that. And so they made a really, really big attempt to adjust that on the WWDC keynote by talking about brand new Pro Macs and upgrades to old ones. Now, the ones that we're already familiar with, the iMacs and the MacBook Pros, they all got the expected 7th generation KB-like processors, some upgrades to GPU, some upgrades to disk speeds. But obviously, the centerpiece, the centerpiece, the whole thing was a brand new black or space gray, black enough in my office. After with my lighting, it will be black enough. The iMac Pro with with a 27-inch 5K display, up to 18 cores of Xeon CPUs, Radeon Vega graphics, up to 11 teraflops. The CPU processor up to 22 teraflops, 128 gigs of RAM. Now, this was the one audible gasp for some reason in the audience. Said 120 gigabytes of RAM. I think even the speaker was kind of hit back by that, as well as I think 4 terabytes of internal graphics. Also, I think they made when they showed you the cutaway, they also made a big point of saying, we decided that maybe fans are a good idea, like having some fans, some sort of a active cooling system, so that, I don't know, 3 years later we'd have to apologize to people because we couldn't put more powerful processors because our passive cooling system could not handle it. $5,000 in its base configuration is going to be available in December. This was a preview, and the kids seem to like it. I was on Facebook. A good friend of mine is a colorist for DC Comics, which means that she does nothing but essentially rig light and color every single page of every single of all the comics that she does. And she said, I asked for her permission to use this quote, "Why does the word teraflops make me so tingly?" So this is so this is definitely very much up her alley. This did seem like a new wave of respect for the Mac. Oliver, like, given who's buying one? I'm going to put it to you first, because you have probably the biggest excuse to buy one, given what your company makes. And can you buy 2 and hire me as a consultant and let me borrow it for a year?
Yeah, let's talk about that offline.
We'll talk.
Andy stole my idea.
Of course, we're gonna. We're gonna get one, or maybe one more, and I'm looking forward to see how well it actually performs. So recently, I did a live stream in Berlin, and the room was very hot. So I used one of the newer MacBook Pros, and it has this logic built in that reduces the processor power if it's in danger of overheating or something like that. And if you do a live stream, that happens quite fast. So after about 10 minutes or so, suddenly the MacBook Pro doesn't have 3.4 gigahertz anymore. It just tunes down the processor to 1 gigahertz. And then that kind of made me a little bit, that experience made me a little bit cautious about, small, thin Pro machines. So Apple acknowledging on the stage that there is a cooling issue, and they claim they have solved it with the iMac Pro. I'm a little bit cautious about that. Other than that, the machine specs really, really sound exciting. I mean, it's the dark gray itself. It's gonna be giving you 20% more performance.
Yes, because of course it's absorbing light and therefore getting more energy from the solar flares and such, I suppose. Although I can't imagine it being much more powerful than this. They kept underscoring about how this is going to be great for like VR content creation. All these GPUs is going to be great for machine learning. Most of machine learning development is being done on GPUs these days. So I don't think this is going to be This will probably be a little bit overkill for like watching Hulu, but it will probably do a great job watching Hulu, especially the 4K stuff. And of course I can't. Of course I can't drop $5,000 on this. My car is not worth $5,000. But is this?
And that's the entry level configuration. I mean,
exactly.
Who wants that?
Yeah.
Like, you want 18 cores, and
I think
if you,
are they going to go for that? Say,
you can safely assume that you can multiply the, what's the base configuration? 6 cores, so 18 cores is going to be 3 times that much, and then you don't want 128. You want 3 terabytes SSD.
Is it going to be like buying?
That'll take you way past $20,000. So it's like,
it's going to be like buying a BMW where it's like, oh, you got a BMW? Oh, you got the 320 model. Okay. Hey, it's still a BMW. I'm different. I needed the M5, but hey, good for you. Good for you.
It's good that you mentioned that, because I think Apple really borrows from the German car makers, where you buy a BMW and it comes without the steering wheel. You have to buy a steering wheel extra. So
that's a different trim package. Yeah.
Yes.